Okay, so I started doing some challenges for myself, and the one that I did yesterday was actually a 1 day app challenge, which, as the name implies, I created an app in 1 day. It actually took me about 8 hours, give or take, more or less, and it's an app for myself to use, so it's not in any way ready to be published for other people. So what it does pretty much is inserting a logo or a watermark in a picture. So I'll just show you guys how it works, and it can be done on as a single picture or as a bulk. So if I pick a folder, it will just do all the pictures within that folder, which is what is here right now. It will show the very first picture, but it will do on all of the pictures. And then I pick up a logo, and at the moment it's already there because it's where it is supposed to be, but I can put it wherever I want. This is just the margin from, in this case, bottom right. I have opacity, so I can change, the opacity of the logo picture. So if I pick an image, it will just do as a single image. I can show it to you guys. It's right there. I click create, it's already done. So if I come here, it would be this picture over here, and you can see that the logo is already there. And I usually use it as a bulk thing, so I can pick up the folder and I can say which is this one at the moment here. I can put this wherever I want. This is just the margin, so it goes up and down. I can put it 400, it would be there, and it would be from the bottom. So that's pretty much how it works. I could make these 700, 700, and it would make, it's the size of the picture, the logo in this very specific case, in relation to the main picture. So we put it back 70 by 70, and whenever I'm ready, I can just click create, and it will start doing all the pictures. It will put inside of this folder over here, but it's pretty much just putting the logo inside of all of these pictures, creating new ones, and it will put it inside here. Once it's done, I'll show you guys the result, but it should be quick enough. But that's pretty much the gist of this app. The most time that I actually spent on it was because of the visual side of things. So it's done. I'll just open this one as an example, and you can see that the logo is there now. It will happen for all of them. So that is pretty much what this app does. It allows me to do it as a bulk or as a single one. There is nothing special about, the app itself. Most of the time that I spent during those 8 hours, more or less, that I spent doing this app is mainly visual things, making sure that the logo is related to the picture itself, so that later I'm gonna get exactly the result that I am seeing on the screen. So it should be there. It's just because this picture over here is a little bigger. So it's within more or less the same size, and it should be on the right, in the same spot. This is not exactly the same picture, so I would need to check with this one. And you can see that it is in the same spot related to this plant over here. So I can change, how it looks like. I can pick a different folder, which will have a different setup. Size of the picture, which in this case is a square one, but the logo is still going to be wherever we put the logo to be. And that's the margin related to the main picture. And that's basically what it does. If I wasn't doing the 1 day challenge, I probably do a lot less, depending on what I want. But this actually turned out to be quite nice. I like the way that it looks. I like the way that I can interact with it, with all the inputs, and I can visualize it. If I wasn't doing the challenge, maybe I would have just left it without visualizing it, among other things. But then I would need to be trying in and out. So most of the time that I actually spent doing stuff was to be able to visualize things, which I think it was a good, I think it was well spent time. I think there is a lot of benefits to these challenges that I'm going to start doing now. Mainly 1 day apps, I think, but I may also do like 1-2 hours apps, and I may do like a week app kind of thing. So some of the benefits that I can see from these challenges are things like I get to complete projects, kind of like this is good enough for me. It's not published or production ready app for that kind of stuff, it would need to, I would need to spend quite some more time. There's a big difference between making apps for myself and actually making apps for other people. There's a lot more testing that I need to do, a lot more time that I need to spend, and so on. So, but in general, this is good enough for me. Later, obviously, another benefit is that I get exposure. So people might actually show interest on some of the apps that I make, and they may end up, becoming clients either for that specific app, or they can request a customized app, based on their needs, which is a great thing. Another thing that is actually quite beneficial for myself is that I end up expanding my project library. And when I say that, it's more like related to the access to things that I have, because I already have done them on other projects, so I can just go and pick them up from my projects. It's easier to implement on newer projects and so on. So I get easier access to things that I have already done. So that's one of the things that whenever I'm at work, I usually don't, at home, I don't get access to those things. And even though I already created them or built them, it's like if I'm at home, then I need to pretty much build them again from scratch. While if it's my own app library, then I can just go and pick up those little bits that I need from older apps to implement on newer ones, and that improves a lot in terms of productivity and so on, and it's very beneficiary, at least for myself. I get to experience a lot of more things with these challenges just because I end up coding a lot more and doing a lot more apps, I guess. So it allows me to explore a lot more things, and I think that's obviously a plus. And one of the main benefits, I think, it's time management. I get to, explore a lot more with time management. So I know, since I'm limited in time in this very specific thing, I also prioritize the things that should be done a lot better. So it's like, ignore everything else, just get, the core things done. And I think that's very helpful. Just get what it's needed done. It's like great for MVPs, prototypes, and so on. So that's a benefit, and I think it helps a lot with time management in terms of, I know I can do this in X amount of time. I'm expecting X days to create these, and so on and so on. So I think in terms of time management is going to help me a lot when it comes to building new apps. So yeah, these are some of the benefits that I can see from doing these kind of challenges, and I'm actually very interested in keep going with them. So if this was interesting for you guys, and if you'd like to watch more, of these kind of challenges, one day apps and so on, feel free to comment and leave a like and all that cool stuff. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.